All right, guys, today let's talk about some Pokemon investing. That's right, everybody wants to know where they should put their hard-earned money at the end of the day. So today we'll take a look at the Pokemon investing market in 2023 and see where are some good, safe places to put your money. All right, guys. So with the turbulent market right now, with everything going up so high without reprints really coming, and with distributors and stuff running out of product, and then of course secondary market continuing to go up because the demand is just so high for English products. And now I'm hearing that people that are in Japanese are starting to come back to English because they're getting tired of the scalping, the dug through boxes, the incomplete sets that they are purchasing there. They're not happy with the current situation that's going on in Japan. So now those people are talking about coming back to English, which may even put more stress and demand back onto this English Pokemon market with, of course, a little bit of a bottleneck in the amount of supply available. Now, granted, it seems like there still seems to be a constant rollout of product, especially from like MJ Holding. Of course, Sam's Club and that are getting product at really, really cheap prices. But overall, it just seems like distributors for the LGS side are not getting any product, which is meaning a lot of this money and a lot of these costs are coming from the secondary market side. Now, of course, you could wait, and some of these products are still for sale on the Pokemon Center site at MSRP. So if they go above that MSRP price, like we are seeing with like Brilliant Stars booster boxes and things like that, you could still purchase them cheaper on that Pokemon Center website as long as they continue to have them available. Who knows how long it's going to last too? If more and more demand shifts over to try and get product, that may dry up as well as we move further into this 2023 year in Pokemon investing. It's just been a wild ride so far, so it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. But today, I want to take a look at some Pokemon investing. What are some items right now that you could be looking at that you might be able to do rather well with here in the near future? Number one reason is because you can still buy them at MSRP. And number two reason being is that there probably will not be any reprints of these particular products. Given Pokemon's history, given the demand for Scarlet and Violet and all of these newer sets, I just don't see them going back to some of these products and reprinting them. There's just no reason to do so at the end of the day. So we're going to go ahead and switch down to the other screen, and we're going to take a look at some of these products and kind of talk them over and give the reasons on why I believe that these are all really good investments. All right, guys, welcome down to the table screen. Of course, as we always do, we're going to be walking through TCG Player. I like TCG Player because it's got really good insight and gives you good graph formats, and you're able to see how many products are up and listed and how many of these products are doing, how they're doing overall through at least a 1-year history on a graph, which is really nice to be able to see. You can always use Pokedata.io too as a more complementary, but this one gives me a nice visual, gives me a nice layout. So we're going to go ahead and use this. We're going to take a look at here at these Sword and Shield Elite Trainer boxes. Now, I know a lot of people are like, how is this thing even an investment considering how much was reprint? Well, guys, you can see it right below my head here on the screen. It's doing really well. Even with the amount of reprint that we've had on this particular item, as it's disappeared out of your Walmarts and Targets and stores that it's been hanging out on top shelves of for a long period of time, it is now doing really well. And we can go ahead and take a look. If you go down to the graph here, look at what it's been doing, guys. In the last, 3 months of the year, this thing has done nothing but go up and up and up. And if we go down to the upcoming sales here, you're looking at about $70 for this particular box. Now, that's kind of incredible considering the amount of product of this particular one that was available and how much that reprint really did come out and just completely crush the pricing on this, considering this box was over $100 at one point. And then, of course, got pushed all the way back down to about $35 here on TCG Player. And since then has done a nice recovery of it. And if you sit here and look even at the graph, I mean, the graph has been sitting, typically right around $49 for the last few months. And if we go back to even 1 year, you can see back here where the reprint was rolled out, we were even down on TCG Player, and it was actually even lower than that at one point, of going under MSRP of that $39.99. So overall, the pricing of this was really hit hard by the massive reprint that had been put out of this particular ETB, which was shocking to a lot of us who always made the assumption that there would be no reprints of ETBs after a certain point. That had been the history of the Pokemon TCG. This was the first one that came out that completely crushed that theory and just completely changed the concept of ETB reprints here in the Sword and Shield era. So this is the first one I'm going to show you, of course, which is going to be the Zamazenta box. And of course, we've got the Zacian box, which is the other one that, of course, it comes in the Sword and Shield block. Once again, same pricing. We're looking at about $59 plus $10 shipping. So you're looking at $69. If we go look, same exact trend is happening with this particular box. But the interesting thing is about this particular one, at least in my Walmarts, I can still get these. And I just picked up a bunch of them today because they're on the top shelf of your Walmarts, guys. This is where we can start looking at those hidden Pokemon value packs that you can miss in your particular Walmarts and that they put them on the top shelves a lot of times because of extra storage. New sets are coming out, the MJ guy holding moves them up to the top shelf, and then they just kind of get forgotten. So kind of look up and look at the back side of the shelves. That's actually where I found them in my Walmart, and I just don't think that they knew that they were there. I was just particularly looking for Evolving Skies because we have been seeing some of those kind of show up in Walmarts, and I was trying to find out if there was maybe some hidden, and I accidentally saw these kind of tucked back there, look at the pricing, and went, holy cow, the price is this high on these again. And overall, I think that it's going to continue to move up. There's no reason that these Sword and Shield products will retract at this point. I don't see them going back at this point in time and doing another reprint of these particular ETBs. And overall, I think that this is still a good value, especially if you can find those at that MSRP pricing out there hidden on the shelves. So once again, guys, check your Walmarts, check your stores, and definitely look for these hidden values and ETBs. They're definitely out there, and they're definitely available if you know what you're looking for and where to look. So definitely check in the toy aisle of your Walmarts. Once again, it's a little bit more difficult to Target because Target still keeps, at least ours, keeps everything up by the cash register, so it's really going to be hard to miss that. But definitely Walmart's might be your best bet to be able to try and find these products at MSRP of that $49.99. Moving on to the next one I'm going to talk about, which is going to be Rebels Clash. That's right, Rebels Clash is an unbelievable price right now, sitting at about $175 currently for this particular box, which in my mind is just absolutely mind-blowing. That probably and it's probably not even debatable, one of the worst sets of the Pokemon TCG in the Sword and Shield era is still cranking out the numbers with this particular box. But you got to look at the reasoning why. This box had never gotten a reprint in the Sword and Shield block. It's the only one so far that has not gotten an actual reprint of ETBs. We can look through every other one and they've gotten reprints at some point in time, but the original print of this Rebel Clash was the only print that we've seen. And you can see the reasoning and what the effect of this is happening. And do I think that they're going to go back at this point in time and go ahead and reprint this now? Not likely. With all the hype and everything and alternate arts, the changing of the guards for what they are looking for these cards inside of the current sets, there's just no reason for the Pokemon International to go back and print this. Plus, it's out of rotation here at the end of March. So once again, why would they go back and print this? There would be no value for tournament players. There's really no value at that point in time for any of the normal venues and avenues that they would sell this product for. So personally, I think that this one is completely done with reprints. Safe to possibly jump on this. And if you are looking at Rebels Clash booster boxes or ETBs, now's the time, guys. It's not going to stop going up. I feel that this box is just going to keep creeping through time and keep moving up. Now, I personally purchased some of these around $100. I purchased 4 of them at $100. I cringed. I was really nervous about doing so, but given the fact that we had seen the reprint of Sword and Shield at that point, we had seen the reprint of Vivid Voltage and Darkness Ablaze all coming and no announcement of this particular set, I took my chances and actually purchased this, and I am glad I did, considering the overall performance of this particular set and how it's just continued to rise up further and further in price. And like I said, right now, they say the price is $152 down here on the graph, but we all know that that's probably not very true because here, all in March, we're selling for $176. So overall, that price is going to continue to move up, and all the listings are going higher and higher and higher from here. So once again, just keep that in mind if you are interested in completing a collection, if you're interested in moving a little bit further into getting some of these things for investment purposes to try and complete ETB sets for investment purposes, you're not going to want to wait much longer on this one. You're looking at this box potentially going over $200 here fairly soon by what we're seeing on sales. And this is not just on TCG Player. This is also on eBay. eBay sales are averaging about $168 to $170 currently. So just keep that in mind if you're looking for this for a collection piece, or if you're trying to complete some sets for investment purposes. Definitely don't wait on this one. Moving on to the next one. We're looking at Vivid Voltage. That's right, we got the Vivid Voltage ETB. Now, a lot of people are going, well, why would we be investing in this? Same kind of concept that we've been looking at. Sometimes you can still find these on your Walmart on the top shelf. Sometimes you can find them in places that are still available at MSRP. And yes, currently this one is not above MSRP. We are still looking at this around that $42.95 on TCG Player. Once again, not a high flyer yet, but if we go down here, you can see over the last 6 months, this thing has had really good potential growth in it. I mean, we are seeing it come back. Like I said, I knew it was down to around $135. You could pick this up. And since then, it's just steadily kind of moved up in that upward trajectory. If we go down to the 1 year mark, here's where we got that massive reprint at the about February, March of last year. This box was at about $76, which is not true because we know that they were about $99, so $90 to $100 right in that range. And then we got that massive reprint, and we saw it all drop down to about that $35 range. There was quite a few of these available at that point. This is one of those ones that I kept telling people, this is what I was using my Walmart storage facility to hold it until I saw this price start to move up. And I did pick up a couple more of these. Once again, I've been kind of on an ETB buy if I can get them on MSRP at my Walmarts, because guys, these ETBs are going to continue to move up. In the Sword and Shield block, it seems to be doing fantastic. The overall market is good. Pikachu, of course, on this particular one. I mean, you got this Pikachu ETB. Who isn't going to want this if they're a Pikachu collector? At the end of the day, this is also going to be a collection piece when it comes down to a Pikachu collection. It's got a double banger effect, in my opinion. So overall, I don't see anything wrong with picking these up at $39.99. Even currently, if you were to pick them up around $43, it really wouldn't be a bad buy overall. I feel that this will continue to move in that upward direction. Yeah, I know Vivid Voltage doesn't have a very strong presence in the Pokemon TCG except for that Rainbow Chunkachu, but overall, the actual showmanship of this particular box kind of trumps that one card wonder inside of this set. Moving on to the next one I'm going to talk about is going to be Chilling Reign. Now, Chilling Reign is one of those ones that, we sat there and seen this set to me is always underperformed at the end of the day. And even so, the price of these ETBs has always been a little bit lackluster in my opinion. I feel that there is a lot of opportunities in this particular set. It has probably one of the nicest alternate art sections of all of the sets. It's a large one. It has a lot of fan favorite Pokemon inside of that particular one. And to me, it's always just been a lackluster set. I think the overall problem is that we had Evolving Skies come out right after it, followed by Celebrations, Fusion Strike, and Brilliant Stars with that first alternate art Charizard that came out. And I feel that this set has just kind of been overlooked for quite a while. And now we're starting to see people realize it and come back for them booster boxes. This ETB just had a reprint recently, which is why I believe that this one will not be getting one. And if we look down here, guys, this thing has continued to move in that upward trajectory. Once again, for a Pokemon investment, I love to see these kind of graphs. Seeing these things continue on that upward movement is a fantastic sight, considering you picked these up at Sam's Club and also at Costco at one point for around $35 with a booster box plus a tin. So you're getting a bonus tin with this for $35. I think it was $37.99. And then they had a clearance on them and went down to $29.99. So if you picked them up at that particular point, you definitely aren't regretting it at this point in time with this booster or ETB moving up at this very nice sharp curve. And as you can see at the end here, it's not stopping. It's just keeping going up. And of course, it's the same thing for the Calyrex Ice Rider or Night Shadow Rider. So the Ice Rider and the Shadow Rider are performing just about identical when it comes down to it at the end of the day. So this is the Shadow Rider. The Ice Rider box is doing exactly the same. So overall, we are seeing really good performance right now out of this Chilling Reign box. And like I said, I don't see any reprints coming of this one in particular, just because of the fact that we have just gotten a reprint of this particular product. Now, speaking of just got a reprint, we're going to be looking at the Fusion Strike. I'm skipping over Evolving Skies because we all know the story on that one. We're going to be taking a look at Fusion Strike here. Now, Fusion Strike is another one of those sets. It just got a reprint. We are seeing these boxes showing up at Costco and at Sam's Club again. In that little package, you're going to get 6 holo cards with it, which is not a huge incentive in my opinion. The holo cards are pretty low pricing at the end of the day. There's really not much value in that side of it. But still, to be able to pick these things up at about $22.99. That's right, guys, $22.99 in ETB right now at your Costco and your Sam's Club. So if you're interested in looking at that, definitely get over to your stores and be checking that out, because they also have the Battle Styles ones at the same price at that $22.99. So this was a mixed palette that had Fusion Strike and Battle Styles on the same palette. Had both the Battle Styles boxes and the Fusion Strike all going for $22.99 currently at your Sam's Club and Costco. I've seen them at both now. I can personally say I picked up 10 of these at my Sam's Club today at that $22.99. So it is a true story. That is exactly what's happening. But we take a look at this, and it is sitting right now at $37.99, just under MSRP. Not surprising with a big reprint of this magnitude coming out. But if we actually look here, we aren't seeing a huge hit yet. The question is that as this kind of plays out with that low pricing at those two stores, will we see this particular item start to drop down right at the end here? We're seeing kind of a flattening. Will it actually start going down again? It could, but if it does go down in price and you're picking up at $22.99, guys, you have a huge buffer in it anyways, and there's really no worry about it at that point in time. So definitely another one of these ETBs. To me, it's a great Pokemon investment to be getting into, especially if you can get them at that $22.99 and hold on to a bunch of them. It's not going to hurt you in the long run. Fusion Strike, of course, has that beautiful Gengar VMAX card in there, alternate art. You've got the Espeon card that's inside of there. It also has that beautiful Celebi V that's inside of there that's hidden around. And there's also a couple other of the alternate arts inside of this set that definitely have a big draw factor to it. And I believe that this set will continue to do rather well in the near future. Moving on to the next one, which is Brilliant Stars. That's right, Brilliant Stars surprisingly is still staying under MSRP, even when it comes down to TCG Player or all these other places. There was a huge reprint of these particular ETBs, and they are still sitting everywhere. You can still get these at your distributor. It's pretty much the only product that a lot of distributors have left. And overall, it's still showing with this $39.37 price. And it really hasn't done much. I mean, it dropped down to about 35, and then it kind of came back up, and then it just kind of sits around that $39 range, which is about right for that MSRP price. And how long it's going to hold there, I don't know. It really does depend, once again, on those reprints. It seems like as the reprints are held off longer and longer and longer, or if they never come, these prices continue to just kind of keep eating this product away, and the prices do start to move up eventually here as things kind of get chewed away with people wanting to open, people wanting to be in it. But overall, Brilliant Stars to me is a fantastic set, guys. It's got the alternate art Charizard potential inside of this set, which is a huge draw, and it is going to be one of those draws on this set futuristically. Now, you look at it, look 5-10 years down the road, people are going to be wanting to open Brilliant Stars for a chance at that alternate art Charizard. Once again, Charizard is top dog still in the Pokemon TCG, whether you're a newcomer or you are an OG. You definitely are looking for those Charizard possibilities. And when you're looking at box breakers such as PokeRev and Twice Baked Jake and all these guys trying to open up boxes for people, this is definitely going to be one of those ones that are going to go, you'll see it in 10 years. Guys, we're going to be opening up a box of Brilliant Stars, and that's one of these sets that people are going to be drawn to again and again because of that alternate art Charizard chase and that nice V-Star Charizard in there also. So there's a couple different chase Charizards in here that definitely give it an incentive to be looking at. So once again, if you were to go and purchase these right now at around this $39 range, I really don't see any issue with it. And once again, this is one of those sets with the amount of reprint that we saw in that ETB. Are we going to be seeing another ETB reprint? It's possible. This is on that gray area iffy side that we could potentially in the future see one, as this is about to go out of the 2-year mark like we've seen with all the other Sword and Shield sets. But I don't think that it's going to be a massive one considering the amount of product that was made on the last wave that came out. Moving on to Astral Radiance. Once again, now we're coming into the ones that are going to be, if you buy them under MSRP, I don't think you're going to be sweating it or under or at. I think you're going to be okay, but these are, of course, the ones that are going to be that risk factor for potentially getting reprints in the future. These are the brand new sets of Sword and Shield era. If they start doing Sword and Shield reprints here in the future, these would be the ones that I would think would be the most likely candidates to be getting the reprints. Astral Radiance, Lost Origin, Silver Tempest, and even Crown Zenith, I could see being the sets that would be the primary focus of the Pokemon TCG for reprints moving forward. but I do believe that this one is still a good buy if you can get it under MSRP. Granted, not a huge set, not going to be one of those things I think is going to keep up with some of the bigger chases inside of here, because realistically the set itself is fairly weak considering the trainer gallery isn't that strong. The overall top alternate arts in there are not huge fan favorite Pokemon. I mean, yeah, Machamp has got a good following, but overall, is he going to overpower a Lugia, a Garantina, Arceus, Charizard combo? Probably not. So overall, I think that if you can get this under MSRP like this for that $35, $30 range, I definitely don't think it's a bad buy overall. I think it will continue to kind of pull in value over time, but I think this one will be a lot slower than what we will be seeing with Brilliant Stars and Lost Origin, Silver Tempest, when it comes down to the actual performance of these actual ETBs. Once again, we can take a look. It's still doing really well. It just got a reprint, or I don't know if it's a reprint or a stock clearing. We've been seeing a lot of these show up inside of Targets and Walmarts now the last couple weeks, and it has not really affected the overall price of this set. It has kind of done its little dip here back in December, and since December, it's just kind of done this nice gradual climb back out of there. So overall, we'll see what the stock that's been showing up will do. Like I said, I don't think it's reprint. Distributors didn't get anything, and I find it very hard to believe that MJ Holding would be the only holder of the actual reprints of these ETBs, and distributors didn't get any of the products. So even though it's showing up, I still feel that that was just some stock that MJ Holdings got out in the warehouse, and they're just clearing it out and continuing to fill shelves with these particular items. Moving on to the next one I'm going to talk about is going to be Lost Origins. Now, this is going to be the last one for the day. Lost Origins, to me, has got the best trainer gallery yet of the Sword and Shield era. It has a banger set inside of that trainer gallery on top of that Garantina alternate art. So overall, this set is a really loaded set at the end of the day when it comes down to that trainer gallery and alternate art options in this one. As you can see, this one is doing better than, of course, Astral Radiance, even though it is a newer set than Astral Radiance. And it's sitting at about $45.95. Overall, we've just seen nice steady growth on this one. Once again, some more stock of this has showed up at your Targets and Walmarts, and it has not affected that price as of this date. Now, I would keep an eye on it, once again, for the potential that might suck down that overall growth. We might see a little dip down at that point, but so far, so good. It hasn't had any effect. Once again, the only concern I have with this set is that this would be a prime candidate for a reprint and ETBs in the future, just because of how new this set is and how much there is actually available for this. Of course, those Garantina decks are still usable and playable, so there's a playability factor into it currently, and there's also the fact that there is a lot of time left in this set to be able to potentially capitalize on some of that market for the Pokemon TCG. So if we do see reprints of the Sword and Shield era, this one I would think would be in that prime candidate. I'm not going to go into Silver Tempest. I could look at that one too. That one's been doing a really nice job on that rise also, with the price of that Lugia V still holding that $200 value. It's definitely not a bad option or bad opportunity. And Pokemon Go, I didn't even go into it. Once again, just skipped over that one because Pokemon Go has just done nothing. It's really just been a flatline ETB. If you wanted to buy into it, it's definitely a good time to buy into that particular one. If you want to buy into Pokemon Go, it's definitely not a bad timing to do so. Overall, price-wise is pretty good. I mean, sitting around that $42 range per ETB on a $50 MSRP. So you're under MSRP. If you look at Walmarts right now, my Walmart just got a whole box of them, and they're selling them at $40. So you can get them at $39.98 right now at your Walmarts. The other thing is too is Pokemon, the tin balls or the Pokeballs have been coming out, and they're selling those at $10 a piece. So you can also get a $3 off on those, and you're getting $10 off on the ETB. So if you're looking for Pokemon Go and you think that there's some opportunity in it, there's definitely some good pricing in it currently. But the problem is that I don't like about it is they're putting them big orange stickers on it that they used to do, and that makes it impossible to get them off without tearing them open. So realistically, if someone's looking at just opening them, they probably wouldn't care. But if they're looking at a collection aspect for that Mewtwo, ETB and all that, it's probably going to be a deterrent for being able to sell that. And you might be just going down to just selling at pack price. So once again, just things to keep in mind if you're purchasing those products with those sales stickers on them, is that it really does kill the collectability, like actual displayability of that particular ETB, or that product at the end of the day. So other than that, guys, hopefully it's some good Pokemon investing here in 2023. Hopefully this helps you maybe make some decisions on where you could place some of your money. If you're antsy about getting in on some of the things, if you're antsy to try and jump into this market and continue to keep playing with it, maybe you're doing some cost dollar averaging where you're just continually trying to purchase things month to month. These are definitely some great opportunities and some great places to be able to do that at the end of the day and get into it. So overall, guys, hopefully this is a good list. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about this list? And should I continue to move down into these lists of sealed products like this so that you guys can get some ideas on where to go? If you do like this content, and guys, if you made it this far into this video, I know this is a little bit longer because of the amount of information we're covering. But if you do like this and you stayed here this long and you enjoyed the content, be sure you hit that subscribe, sure you hit that like, and last but not least, be sure you hit that notify so that you know when these videos are coming up so that we can help you along with your Pokemon journey. Of course, that's what we're here for. So other than that, guys, thank you for watching. And if you do like this kind of content, once again, hit that subscribe. And also, I put up these two videos next to me like I always do for you at the end of the video. And we will see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.